Alright, there we go. So, welcome everyone to Classic Tetris PAL, January 2021. Hopefully this year will be better than next year, but you know, anything could happen. But anyway, less about the years itself and more on the games. We have the upcoming matches of Adam versus Jacob and Somalian versus G-Dodge. First time hearing me in 2021. Hello! I should probably do some more restreams or something, but like, at the minute it's just CTP. But, anyway, if I am to go over to this 4-player thing, and let me just quickly refresh one of the play streams. Oh, hello Jacob, I'm just currently waiting for you to go live. I think everyone else is. This guy called Adam is kind of okay at this game. Maybe you've heard of him. I don't know. Like, he sounds like a pretty new player. So just currently waiting for Jacob to go live. Assuming he's actually here. I'm assuming he is. I just refresh his stream every now and then and just hope it appears. Right. Either way, with Jacob currently unable to stream at the minute, I shall transition into it anyway, just so we've at least got something here. Like I say, we've got Adam and G-Dodge that have been on 19 practice pretty much this entire time, with Somalian just kind of skipping between level 18 and the Game Genie screen. Don't worry, I was watching for codes. There's nothing there. And say as soon as we can get Jacob's screen up, I shall start the matches. I shall give it another refresh. Still no. Say, what's this? We have something. Some kind of a Elgato capture card, it seems. But unfortunately, cannot detect it. Come on, Elgato! You're supposed to be a reputable brand. Why don't you have capture cards that just work? Doc asks, what's the difference between PAL and NTSC? Aside from the whole, like, 50, 60 hertz kind of thing and, like, the color space, the main differences between them, at least for this game, is how basically it was ported from 60 hertz to 50 hertz. They've decided to change the speed in which pieces move around, also known as the auto-repeat rate, or AIR for short, and they've also changed the gravity. So basically, in PAL, the gravity ramps up way quicker, hence the reason why everyone's basically, like, fighting for their life on level 19 instead of going, like, all the way up to, like, level 29. It's like, if I was to explain it extremely simply, of course I'd be skimming over a lot. Basically, in PAL, everything's faster. Hey, we have a game on Jacob's side. Can we begin? I'll let Jacob do a little bit of warm-up first. What happens if you play NTSC version on a 50Hz TV? Well, TVs can generally take, like, any kind of frequency, they don't really care. But they do care about the colour space. So, if you were to play an NTSC game on a PAL TV, it would basically just show up in black and white. But it'd still work. The big difference is if you were to be playing NTSC on a PAL console, because they do care about frequencies. So if you played NTSC on a PAL console, it would basically be playing NTSC but slower, but if you were to be playing PAL on an NTSC console, it would be playing PAL but faster, because, you know, 50-60 Hz kind of thing. Anyway, Smolian says he's ready, G-Dud says he's ready, so if Adam and Jake are ready, we can get this show underway. Right, no, never mind, Jacob did say he was ready. So yeah, we're just waiting for Adam to ready up. If a console is made in Japan, is it NTSC or are both consoles made in Japan? Japanese consoles, also known as the Famicoms, are NTSC. Anyway, Adam says he's ready, so let's get these games underway then. So, both sides, players ready in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. We have both sides stacking with the... both sides, well, both players on the left having a really weird piece distribution in the sense that Jacob's getting pretty much no red pieces whatsoever, whereas Adam at the start was getting no blue pieces. It's great. But either way, we have Adam with 2 Tetrises already, Jacob finally getting his first. Meanwhile, on the right-hand side, we have Somalian with 1 Tetris. He is Tetris ready. G-Dodge just getting himself out of a little bit of an issue there with 2 Tetrises. He is also Tetris ready, just waiting on the eyepiece, but he blocks the well right as it appears. Just going to have to clear this up. He uses another eyepiece to do it, gets the T-spin. He is Tetris ready. Eyepiece, Tetris for G-Dodge to 77,000 points. Somalian firing back to 74,000 points. He does have a slight hole that he needs to deal with, though. Should be able to skim it. Just needs to obtain the right pieces that he needs. There we go. He's opened it. Now he needs an eyepiece, preferably soon. There it is. Tetris for Somalian to 104,000 points. Meanwhile, on the left-hand side, we have Adam and Jacob currently at 103,000 to 56,000. Jacob in a little bit of an issue here. Adam going for a nice safe skim. Adam just needs to make himself Tetris ready. There he is. Now he needs another eyepiece. Wherever that eyepiece may be. Goes for a nice little tuck there. Safe burn. Still looking for the eyepiece. Goes for yet another safe burn. And another safe burn. Still no sight of an eyepiece. Relatively nasty drought. Gets a J before any eyepieces show up. That's good. Still no eyepiece. This is kind of annoying. There it is. Eyepiece for Adam. 265,000 points. Jacob looking like he's mostly dealt with his problems right now. He is going to be going for a Sentinel Tetris. Gets the L piece he needs to make himself Tetris ready. He is going to have to find an eyepiece though. Goes for a nice safe burn. Eyepiece to the right. There we go. He's going for yet another safe burn. Still no eyepieces, but now he's a bit of J-piece dependency and a misdrop. Things are going to get very hairy. A J-piece, but a misdrop T and another misdrop. Things are going extremely wrong for him. He will be topping out with 80,000 points, so Adam is going to be taking the first game on the right-hand side, the left-hand side, should I say. Also, Doc's asking if PAL has worse DAS. PAL DAS is way faster. It's a lot more fluent. But either way, on the right-hand side, we have Somalian and G-Dodge. We currently have Somalian to 280,000 points as he digs his way through to G-Dodge's only 144,000 as he's in a serious situation right now. He needs to burn. He's going to slowly burn his way down, but a misdrop is just going to be too much for him. He will be topping out, and Somalian will be taking their game 1. So a bit unfortunate on G-Dodge's side. Either way, all 4 players are ready again, so I shall quickly count them down. So let's go. Players ready in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. So we have all players stacking again. G-Dodge immediately with a bit of a T-spin setup there. A little bit strange considering this isn't Guideline. Either way, If he gets the right pieces, he can easily clean all of this up. Just hoping for a J or an L. Unfortunately not, so he is going to have to burn the single. Opens it back up again. O-piece. Exactly when he didn't need it. So his stack is slowly rising with an increasing amount of holes. This is not good. Meanwhile, Jacob already topping out with 47,000 points. Adam going to be taking game 2 already. What just happened there? Speaking of topping out, Somalian stacking incredibly high. He's not going to be able to do anything. He tops out with 34,000 points. That is not enough so far. G-Dodge is going to have to continue to play. That's 2 incredibly early top outs right at the start of the tournament. Is the pressure starting to build for them? So either way, nice little down stack from G-Dodge. He's trying to keep his left side nice and high, just to make sure he doesn't dump anything over to the right that could hurt him, but he does end up with another T-spin setup that he's unable to clear. All he has to do is play safe. He gets the 35,000 points and he takes the game. So that is 2-0 for the left side and 1-1 for the right side. So either way though, Jacob's ready, Adam's ready, Somalian's ready, just waiting on G-Dodge. And G-Dodge is ready, so let's get this game underway then. So game number 3, both sides I should say. Players ready in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. And so here we are again, the initial stacking has begun. Somalian's stack was slightly jagged at the start there, causing a slight issue, but he has made himself Tetris ready now. He gets that eyepiece, Tetris for Somalian, slight issue for Jacob right at the top there. Unfortunately not getting the pieces that he could have done to clear that. He is going to need an eyepiece over there, but he's not going to get it. He's going to top out with only 3,000 points. Adam taking the third game already. Jacob goes down to the losers bracket and Adam advances. It is definitely not Jacob's day today. Let's say, either way, moving over to the right hand side here. We currently have both players for around 90,000 points, but both players now scoring a Tetris. So it's now 118 to 120. So Somalian scoring yet another Tetris there. G-Dodge just making himself Tetris ready. He needs to find that eyepiece. Somalian's stack getting slightly jagged here. Just creating himself a bit of an L-piece dependency. Just decide to burn down though. It's going to buy him a bit more time, make himself Tetris ready again. Just needs one more Mino. He opts for the burn. So he's made himself Tetris ready. Just waiting on that eyepiece. Up for a bit of a safe double there. Unfortunately, the eyepiece arrives right as he covers his well. Very unfortunate. Meanwhile, G-Dodge opening up his well, but creating a nasty dependency on the left-hand side. He's now going to be needing an eyepiece to deal with that. Or he could just gobble it up. Either way, there's an L, there's a J, he's made himself Tetris ready, and there's the Tetris for G-Dodge to 223,000 points. To Somalian's only 187. And another Tetris coming out from G-Dodge. Somalian just waiting on that eyepiece though. There it is, there's the eyepiece for Somalian, Tetris. So Somalian's still a little over a Tetris behind, but he does get another one to 235,000 points. G-Dodge just needing to make himself Tetris ready with a T. He does it, another eyepiece Tetris for G-Dodge. 272,000 points, I should say. So G-Dodge definitely making sure his lead stays. Unfortunately, nowhere to put the O-piece, so he is going to create a hole. And another hole with that, but he is burning down. So the lead is slowly moving towards a free Tetris gap now. However, Somalian is Tetris ready, while G-Dodge is nowhere near that. So there's one Tetris for Somalian. Just needs to make himself Tetris ready again. Filling up that column line. There we go. There's another Tetris for Somalian. There's only about a 10,000 point difference now. And he has made himself Tetris ready. There's another Tetris for Somalian, taking the lead, but G-Dodge taking it back with a left well Tetris. As he continues his left well as well. However, he is getting into a little bit of trouble there. He's going to have to burn a little bit. There we go. He's opened up one part of the well. He just needs a J. There's J. And his left well is open yet again. Now he just needs to hope an eyepiece arrives quick enough. There it is. There's the Tetris for G-Dodge. 387,000 points to Somalian's 351,000. But another Tetris coming out from Somalian, followed by G-Dodge as well. So G-Dodge just hoping on that J piece. Unfortunately, he placed an L just a little bit too high. It might have scared him off. But he is deciding to go for the left well yet again. Unfortunately, it does not pay off this time, as he's had to cover it just a little bit too early. But he does get another Tetris out of it, to 440,000 points. Somalian is only one Tetris behind, but his stack is looking very interesting right now, should I say. G-Dodge moves over to level 19. Don't think he's going to be able to get too much out of this. He's hoping for an eye. There is no eye, unfortunately, so he'll be topping out 444. Somalian takes it back right at the last minute to 446,000. Somalian just managing to claw that win at the very last moment. So either way, both players are ready again, so let's get game number 4 underway. Match point for Somalian. So let's go. Players ready in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Also, slightly off topic, but I think this might have been the first time I've ever seen a capture card that's displaying red as pink. It's a very interesting contrast. Either way, we've got 3 Tetrises already, 1 from Somalian, 2 from G-Dodge. Never mind, should I say it now, 3 from D-Dodge, with Somalian firing back. Both players currently at a very equal pace right now. Both players also waiting for an eyepiece for a Tetris, both players getting that eyepiece. So it's still 93,000 for both players. However, Somalian getting his eyepiece first, Grudge firing back. Grudge fired G-Dodge, should I say. Wait, another Tetris for G-Dodge. Somalian just making himself Tetris ready. There is no O-piece for G-Dodge, unfortunately. So it's going to take him a little bit longer to get his stack ready. Now he needs a J. He gets the J. Still with a little bit of a well on the left-hand side there. He does clear it up, though. Gets the eyepiece he needs and a Tetris for G-Dodge to 166,000 points. Makes himself Tetris ready again. Another Tetris from both players this time. So G-Dodge keeping his one Tetris lead right now. So G-Dodge with a little bit of an eyepiece dependency over to the right there. It's going to cause a little bit of problems, but Somalian has a few holes he needs to deal with. Shouldn't be too hard though. Just hoping for an I or a J. He gets the I. However, misdrops the I there. It's going to create a little bit of a situation. As whether or not he's going to just safely burn it down, or if he's going to try and take something out of this. But in the meantime, we have G-Dodge still stacking pretty high. Goes for a nice little safe burn there, gets the eyepiece he needs as a Tetris for G-Dodge to 245,000 points to Somalian's only 190. With another Tetris coming out from G-Dodge. G-Dodge is just flying away with this right now. So Somalian has got himself back on track, but he's definitely going to have to step up the pace just a little bit. But we're only halfway through, so it's fine. So G-Dodge just hoping for that L piece, unfortunately not getting it, so he's going to have to cover as well and deal with an ever-increasing situation right now. So he needs the O piece, there's the O piece. He's getting the pieces he needs. Just a slight trickle of them, unfortunately. His stack's getting a little bit higher again. Meanwhile, Somalian opens up his well, scores another Tetris. Just two more and he could take the lead. Just waiting on that eyepiece for Somalian. Meanwhile, G-Dodge. I swear, I will get this correct. I've called you Grudge, I've called you Judge now. I can't get used to... I can't get used to it. I can say Fridge. I just can't say G-Dodge. Either way, there's another Tetris for Somalian as he takes the lead to 343,000 points. G-Dodge going for the triple right there. But either way, he's made himself Tetris ready, but Somalian already has a Tetris there. So Somalian going for the triple burn there. I went in with the Let's Go G Fridge. Oh god. I say either way, we have another Tetris coming out from Somalian to 399,000 points. So G-Dodge is managing to get his lead back a little bit, but it's not quite there yet. Although, definitely a bit of a situation there over on the left-hand side. Unfortunately, he's going to misdrop and top out at 399, so Somalian will be taking Game 4 and the match. So say we have our winners being Adam and Somalian. Meanwhile, over on the other stream, we have Humis, who managed to win against Blau. However, their current match from Eliber versus Cadena is still kind of going on right now. But either way, next matches over on this stream shall be Andre versus Alex and Mihu versus Hajuli. So I shall get those games set up for you. Right, here we go. Now our next 4 contestants are Andre versus Alex and Mihu versus Hajuli. So there we go, we have players that are currently readying up, with Hajuli being ready and Mihu being ready. Currently have Alex, who's doing a bit of 18 practice right now. Andre's just watching the action for now. So Andre appears to be ready. So it appears at this point we're just waiting for Alex to finish his 18 game. Hello Annie Comey. Thank you for dropping by. So we hope you enjoy these matches. So there we go, there's 15 lines left for Alex's game. Let's see if he can crank a 600k out of this. There we go, he's waiting for that eyepiece. Unfortunately, no eyepiece so far. He is going to have to go for a safe triple and then a slight misdrop there. So it appears his chances of a 600k is going to be greatly diminished now. The best he's going to get out of this is a triple. That's not quite enough. He can, however, burn down. Some lovely 19 play right there. Still continuing to go in. Just needs something over on the left hand side. The slight misdrop's not going to help, but he does get that 600k. Alright, there we go. So his game's done, he's got his 600k. I will ask everyone else to ready up just because it's been a little while. So I just need to double check everyone else is still, you know, ready. Right, there we go. Julie is ready again. Mihu is ready again. Is Andre still ready? Andre is indeed ready, so let's get these matches underway then. So, both sides, game 1. Players ready in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. So either way, we have the first Tetris coming out from Mihu, followed by Hijuli. Unfortunately, no Tetrises on the left-hand side so far, but there is one now for Andre. Alex firing back. There's just a slight drought on eyepieces right there. I'll say either way, we currently have the scores on the right-hand side being 35,000 to 70,000, as Hijuli is looking to make himself Tetris ready again. There we go, there's another Tetris from Hijuli, now to 100,000. Mihu currently unable to fire back, but he is Tetris ready now. Meanwhile, on the left-hand side, there's another Tetris coming from Alex, bringing himself up to 99,000 points to Andre's 101,000. Who's made himself Tetris ready. He just needs to let yet another eyepiece. There it is. Tetris for Andre. The slight jaggingness of Andre's stack was slightly concerning there, but he has fixed it up. It's nice and smooth stacks. Unfortunately, created a bit of a J/L piece dependency there. It's caused him to make a hole. There we go. He gets all the pieces that he needs. And his well's open right as the eyepiece. There's a Tetris for Andre to 175,000 points. Alex just needs to make himself Tetris ready. There we go. There's a column 4 Tetris for Alex. Meanwhile, on the right-hand side, Mihu in a bit of trouble. The holes scattered across his stack. A misdrop on a T. That's going to make it even worse. Double misdrop. That's going to cause him to top out. With only 97,000 points. Hijuli is going to be taking game 1. Alright. So anyway, on the left-hand side, we currently have 297 points now from Andre to Alex's 199, so Alex is definitely falling behind here. 70 lines in. Meanwhile, on the right-hand side, both players are ready, so I shall quickly count them down. So, right-hand side, players ready in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. But going back to the left-hand side, currently have Andre just doing a little bit of burning here. A slight misdrop from the eye. It's creating things very steep on column 7 there. But he does get a Tetris out, he's burned it down. So Alex with a 2-wide well on the left-hand side though. He's managed to make himself Tetris ready. There we go, Tetris for Alex to 317,000 points. He is catching up again. Alex now with a 3-wide well. But he has built it up. Just needs that eyepiece. He's moved his well over to the right. Unfortunately, only able to get a triple. Got a very interesting dependency happening here. Needs another J. Unfortunately, J does not arrive, so he is going to be burning slightly. However, top out from Andre, 380,000. So Alex can catch up. He just needs some more eyepieces. Fortunately, eyepiece at slightly the wrong time. He's going to misdrop over on the right-hand side, top out with 330,000, so Andre will be taking game 1. There's definitely an unfortunate end to both sides there. Right, both players on the left-hand side already, so I should quickly count them down. So, left-hand side, game number 2. Players ready in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Meanwhile, on the right-hand side, have a slight situation on the left side stack for Hajuli. He should be able to deal with it, though. Just a slight bit of jaggedness there. Can fix it up. Make himself Tetris ready. There we go. Eyepiece for Hajuli. Tetris for Hajuli. See now opts to use his next pieces to clear it up and make himself Tetris ready on the right hand side. Meanwhile, Mihu with the Sentinel right there gets the Tetris out of it. Needs another eyepiece. There it is. And he's opting to burn that down, make his stack a little bit more normal again. Say, meanwhile, on the left-hand side, we have Alex doing just a little bit of cleanup. Needs to clear the hole on the left. But Andre's stack looking very clean right now. A lot of options. There's slightly more trouble from Alex there. He's got a J-piece dependency up high. And unfortunately, he can't do anything about it. He will be topping out 55,000 points. Andre taking game 2. Meanwhile, on the right-hand side, we have Hajuli getting another Tetris to 309,000 points to Mihu's now 270 after firing back with a Tetris. So Alex definitely he's definitely got the pressure on him now. So now he's going to have to win 3 games in a row to not go down to the losers bracket. However, both players are ready again, so I shall count them down. So, left-hand side, game number 3. Players ready in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. However, back to the right-hand side again, we have Mihu definitely in a bit of a situation here. Only a couple of holes, but the stack on the right was not looking too promising. Just needs his J. Now he needs an I. He gets the I. Unfortunately, misdrops the I. He can't stack anything else to the left anymore, so he will be topping out. Hajuli taking game number 2. So it appears Hajuli stacking for his victory Tetris there. But either way, as I was saying that, it appears Andre has completely screwed up, only topping out with 27,000 points, so Alex will be taking game number 3. On the right side, this means we can count everyone down again. So we have Mihu ready, we have Alex that is ready, we have Andre that is ready, we have Hajuli that's ready, so let's go then. So, game number 5 on the left hand side, game number 3 on the right hand side. So, players ready in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. So we have all players stacking up nice and high right now. So Mihu unfortunately blocks as well. He has dealt with it. He gets the eyepiece. Tetris for Mihu taking the lead. And Andre with the Tetris as well. Alex, however, creating a definite eyepiece dependency right there. He's going to have to find a way to burn that down. So meanwhile, on the right-hand side, we have Mihu with a Tetris advantage right now. Never mind, I shall now make that 2 Tetris advantage. So Mihu just needs to make himself Tetris ready again. There we have it, needs that eyepiece. Creates a slight J-piece dependency though. So there's the Tetris for Mihu, but a slight hole on the bottom. Can deal with it though. Meanwhile though on the left we still have Alex dealing with this situation. However, Andre scoring another Tetris to 128,000 points. It's definitely starting to build up a bit of a lead here. But Alex has actually got a center well going. Thanks to that clear. Got the opportunity for a T-spin, gets it. Unfortunately, not getting the pieces that he was hoping for. Alex deciding to double down on the center well there. Had the option to clear it and didn't. But he does get a Tetris out of it. However, Andre is now adopting the same strategy. Firing back with a sensible Tetris of his own. See, meanwhile on the right hand side there was a great S-spin there from Hijuli. Using it to help fix up his stack. There we go, he uses the eyepiece to open up the well. He's made himself Tetris ready already, so there's the Tetris to 251,000 points to Mihu's only 172. However, Mihu, he does have a well. It's not Tetris ready, but it is a well. Decides to clear it down though. He just needs a double right here. There it is, there's the double. So he is Tetris ready. Just needs to find that eyepiece, finds it. Tetris for Mihu. Just needs a few more Tetrises to catch up. Meanwhile on the left hand side we have Andre, who is dealing with his well right now. There we go, Tetris for Andre. 243,000 points. Alex looking for an eyepiece to fire back. There it is, Tetris for Alex to 253,000 points. So it's very neck and neck over there. But Andre has blocked his well slightly. There we go, he's opened it up. So he needs to make himself Tetris ready. There we go. And there's the eyepiece. There's a Tetris for Andre. Meanwhile on the right hand side we currently have Mihu is now only a couple Tetris behind, so he is catching up. Both players getting the Tetris though. So it's now 322 to 353. So he's usually opting for the triple right there. He's going to ignore the hole. However, a slight misdrop from Hijuli. This is going to cause a serious problem. Hijuli tops out, as well as Andre. So both Alex and Mihu are going to be taking those games. So it seems now we have a decider on the left-hand side, meanwhile on the right-hand side, Mihu is going to need to win one more game to make it a decider. So either way though, we have Mihu that is ready, we have Hujuli that's ready, just waiting for Andre and Alex. There we go, Andre is indeed ready. There we go, Alex is ready. So, we have a decider on the left and game number 5 on the right. Let's just go. Players ready in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. There we go, nice adjustment for Hujuli as he scores the second Tetris. Mihu just slightly faster. Mihu now getting his own second Tetris. So Andre stacking nice and high, but does end up in a bit of a T-spin situation right here. He's going to opt to burn instead. He's going to use an eyepiece to cover up that slight hole. He needs to work his stack back in shape. Meanwhile, Alex is one Tetris ahead. He needs to make himself Tetris ready, which he does. So he needs that eyepiece. He does opt for the triple burn there, nice and safe. However, he covers up the well just as the eyepiece arrives. So he needs to burn his way down for a few lines. Meanwhile, on the right-hand side, we have Hujuli with an absolutely massive score lead right now. 65,000 points to 142,000 points. Mihu just needs to open up his well. There we go. Unfortunately, he blocks up the well just as another eyepiece arrives. But he does get the eyepiece. There we go. There's the Tetris for Mihu. 93,000 points. He just needs another eyepiece. There it is. Tetris Mihu, 117,000 points to Hujuli's 171. So just a few Tetrises behind at the minute. Meanwhile, Andre in a serious situation. He will be topping out with 113,000 points. Alex already has it. So Alex will be advancing to the next round. So Alex with the reverse sweep right there. So either way though, moving on to the right hand side match, we currently have the scores being 216 to 210,000 points, so Mihu has in fact caught up. With both players getting a Tetris as well. Mihu getting another Tetris, taking the lead. Hey Alex, you said you turned to jelly there, but you still won. That's perfectly fine. So either way though, we have another Tetris coming out from Hujuli. He's making himself Tetris ready again, just needs the eyepiece. Mihu firing back. So where is this eyepiece for Hujuli? He goes for the single burn, gets the Tetris. Mihu firing back again. Hujuli's jaggedness though. He does solve it with the T-spin. And another Tetris coming out from Hujuli to 311,000. Mihu firing back again. Mihu just not letting Hujuli gain anything. There we go, another Tetris coming out from Hujuli. Mihu just needs that eyepiece. Slight misdrop though, this is going to cause a problem. He just gets that eyepiece over. One frame more and that could have been fatal. So there we go, he burns his way down. Just needs a J, wherever that J is, there it is. And we need an I or an L, there's the I, there's another J to help get him down even further. So unfortunately, not getting the pieces he needs. His stack's just stacking all the way back up again. Unfortunately, he's not going to be able to do anything. 408,000 for Mihu. Hajuli should be able to get this with a single eyepiece. There we go. Tetris for Hajuli. So Hajuli wins the match. So either way, we have our winners being Alex and Hajuli, while on the other side we have Kidenya and Mokus, who have won their matches. Still waiting on the results for Tim vs Schneck though. But either way, on our side, our next matches shall be Jacob vs Andre and Jidoj vs Mihu. Starting off the losers bracket, the time when players actually start getting taken out. So I shall get this sorted out for you now. There we go, we have our next contestants up of Jacob vs Andre and Jiraj vs Mihu. So now we reach the point where whoever wins this shall advance through the losers bracket. Whoever loses this will be taken out of the tournament. So, you know, no pressure. Where pretty much all players are practicing their 19 skills right now. Trying to make sure they're in top shape. Yeah, so either way, we have Andre that is ready, and we also have Jacob that's ready. We're just waiting for a G-Dodge from Mihu right now. Alright, there we go. Recognize already, so let's get these games underway. Let's go. Players ready in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Okay, we have relatively clean stacks going forward. Most people with Tetris already. And we're just waiting on the eyepiece right now. There it is, that's his eyepiece, so there are all players with the Tetris now. So Mihu stacking nice and high, nice and clean. He's waiting on that eyepiece. Meanwhile, Andre with the Tetris, bring himself up to 50,000 points. So Mihu just needing a J. There we go, there's his J, now he needs an L. Unfortunately getting the L slightly too late. So he is going to have to burn what's on top of his well right now. Unfortunately not getting the pieces that he was hoping for. And his stack is getting higher. He misdrops a T on the left, so he will be topping out with 58,000 points. G-Dodge taking game 1 already. Meanwhile, on the left-hand side, I have Jacob with 83,000 points to Andre's 66,000 points. So Andre with a little bit of an misdrop there. It's not too high to be causing problems, I should say. However, his stack is getting higher, so he will be topping out. So Jacob taking game 1 as well. 2 very early top outs. So we have G-Dodge with the ready, we have Mihu with the read. They're also ready. There we go. All players are ready again, so I shall count them down. Let's go. Game number 2, both sides. Players ready in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. There we go, we have all players stacking relatively high. Just waiting on the eyepieces. Andre just having to sort out a slight little burn on top of his stack, as well as G-Dodge. G-Dodge, unfortunately, his situation is starting to get increasingly worse, but he does get the eyepiece he needs. So it should help him get it all better. He just needs a J piece or an I. Unfortunately, he can't rotate the I. If he tries again, he gets it. Gets the L he needs. So there we go, we can get the Tetris. Slight hesitation right there. He does manage to get his stack back into a workable state again. He just needs to make himself Tetris ready. Meanwhile, Andre is having a couple of misdrops right high up, but he does manage to deal with them. Gets the eyepiece he needs to open up as well. Jacob, extremely high right now. Will be topping out with 126,000 points. So Andre needs to keep playing for now. Meanwhile, on the right-hand side, we have G-Dudge being 112,000 points in to Mihu's 214. So Mihu definitely has a lead here. So either way though, that should be enough for Andre, so Andre will be taking game number 2. So meanwhile on the right hand side though, we still have a 100,000 point difference. So Mihu just not letting G-Dodge catch up at all. However, Mihu has scored just a little bit of a problem there. Should be able to burn it down with the right pieces. It's a bit of a 2-wide wedle in the middle. Just hoping for an eyepiece or a J. There we go. It's mostly cleared it up. And it just needs a T-piece or something to spin it in. Up. Nice little S-spin there, but unfortunately it doesn't do anything. But G-Dudge topping out with 222,000, so Mihu will be taking game 1. 2, I should say. So it appears we can have a simultaneous countdown again. Alright, so we have every player being ready again, so let's count them down. Let's go, game number 3. Players ready in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. So we have Mihu in a slight situation working his way down. There we go. He's burned it all out. Now he's Tetris ready, just waiting on that eyepiece. G-Dudge with a Tetris though. Mihu firing back. D-Judge with a couple of holes. Should be able to deal with it though. There we go. We just need to find that eyepiece. There it is. There's a Tetris for G-Dudge to 54,000 points. Meanwhile, on the left-hand side, we currently have Jacob with 72,000 points to Andre's 52. However, Andre has made himself Tetris ready. And he does find that eyepiece, so there's a Tetris for Andre, bringing himself up to 75,000 points. Jacob getting concerningly high now. Not in a good way either. A slight misdrop with Jacob, so unfortunately that will take him out with 76,000 points. Andre taking game number 3. So either way, on the right hand side we currently have G-Dudge with about a 40,000 point lead, so just a couple of Tetrises. Mihu's stack, however, definitely not in a state for catching up right now. Needs a J, now needs an I. Wherever that eyepiece may be. He is doing a couple of safe burns here and there, though. So the situation isn't getting much worse. There we go, there's the eyepiece. There's the burns. Needs another eyepiece to continue, however. He does manage to burn it out, he no longer needs that eye, but unfortunately it's coming anyway. Never mind, make that 2 eyepieces. Either way, the left-hand side is ready, so I shall quickly count them down. So, left side, gain number 4. Players ready in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. So going back to the right-hand side, though, we have the current score deficit is around about 100,000 points, with G-Dudge being in the lead. He's still burning his way down. Does get the double, though. Keeping his stack nice and flat. That's good. Gets the L. And he's back to normal. Sees that eyepiece, and there's the Tetris for Mihu. Finally, after the long dig, finds his way back to home. Getting a nice clean stack going. Fortunately, the T misdrop, the O misdrop, the I misdrop is going to take him out. That is devastating. So G-Dudge will be taking game number 3. Let's say, meanwhile though, on the left-hand side, we currently have both players with 100,000 points. The difference is a few thousand points at best right now. Let's say both players are ready on the right-hand side, so I shall quickly count them down. So, right-hand side, game number 4. Players ready in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. So going back to the left-hand side, we currently have Andre with a Tetris lead. Jacob not Tetris ready right now. So he's unable to fire back. He is making something happen though. Goes to the triple. The stack has gained a couple of holes in the process. This is not looking good. But he is burning his way down. Goes to the double, goes for another single, goes for another single. The stack is back into normality. Just needs to make himself Tetris ready again. However, Andre has definitely used this opportunity to gain a further lead with 219,000 points, and he is Tetris ready. Jacob with the Tetris, but Andre firing right back. Meanwhile, on the right hand side, we have G-Dudge with a concerning amount of holes. However, Mihu's stack isn't quite good enough to capitalize on it just yet, but he can open up that hole. Plays it down. There we go. He just needs something over to the middle left. And there we go. So he's Tetris ready. Meanwhile, G-Dudge in a bit of an eyepiece dependency. There we go. Tetris for G-Dudge. But a slight misdrop as well from the Z piece right there. Actually, no, S piece. I always get those mixed up. I've been playing Tetris for, like, what, nearly 6 years now, and I still can't get those pieces correct. It's just impossible. Either way, So heading over to the left-hand side now, we have a slight lead from Andre for a few Tetrises. Jacob is definitely in a position to catch up just a little bit, just so long as he keeps his stack clean. So either way on the right-hand side, we still have Mihu in the lead by a few Tetrises. He's definitely in a position to Tetris right now. The stack is getting a bit high, and he misdrops. It just gives up. So he's 184,000 points for Mihu. G-Dodge can get that in a couple of Tetrises, but he needs to clean his stack first. So meanwhile on the left hand side though, have Jacob getting another Tetris. However, Andre firing right back. However, Andre is now in the kill screen with 471,000 points. G-Dodge not enough, so Mihu will be taking that fourth game. Andre topping out with 471,000. So can Jacob get 50k points in the kill screen? It doesn't look like it. Jacob topping out, Andre advancing on to the next round. Jacob is out. To say we have a deciding game from G-Dodge versus Mihu here. So, let's get this game underway. So, decide on the right, players ready in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Who will move on and who will be taken out? We have a nice clean stack coming from Mihu here. G-Dodge possibly aiming for a column 7 well here. There we go, column 7 Tetris. Very clean transition to the right as well. Mihu unfortunately unable to get any Tetrises. But he does get the eyepiece now. Tetris from Mihu. To 31,000 points. There's another Tetris coming out there from Mihu. G-Dodge firing back though. G-Dodge trying to keep his options open here on piece placements. But he does get another Tetris out of it, that's good. But Mihu in a serious situation right up at the top. Gets a misdrop, unfortunately he's not going to be able to do anything, topping out with 54,000 points. G-Dodge advances, Mihu is out. Very unfortunate decider right there. So Mihu saying he slipped there. So either way. So we have winners. Oh, speaking of which, I probably should report that match there. There we go. So we have our winners of Andre and G-Dodge. Meanwhile, on the other stream, we had Schnecker winning between Tim and Schnecker. Which means their next matches will be Blau versus Tim and Eloa versus Fellenho. But meanwhile, over on this channel, we have our next matches being Adam versus Alex and Somalian versus Hajuli. So I shall get those set up for you now. Alright. So we have 3 of the 4 players around. Somalian captain is unable to be found right now, which is kind of a problem. However, it's okay, we can deal with it. I will quickly refresh yours just in case. Oh, why is your... I don't know why your camera's decided to die, but there we go. So, hello Somalian, we are just currently waiting for you to go live. Captain is live, let me quickly refresh the feeds. There is currently no change. Let me quickly change this. Ah, there we go. There we go. At least all technical issues aside, that's sorted. El Pelton saying Somalian's facecam is always pure chaos. I mean, they can stick whatever they want there, so long as it's you know, appropriate. But either way, we have a ready from Julie, have a ready from Somalian, we have a ready from Alex. Just need a ready from Adam. Right, there we go. So that's Adam ready. So, let's get these games underway then. So let's go. Players ready in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. There we go. We have all players that have begun stacking. There's a little T-tuck from there from Hijuli. 3 of the 4 players with the Tetris already. Adam just waiting on that eyepiece. There's the eyepiece, there's a Tetris for Adam. All players with 1 Tetris, Alex now making that 2, as well as Hijuli. So Somalian just having to deal with a slight trouble on the right hand side right there. Burning up a few lines, there we go. Eyepiece just in time. Tetris for Somalian to 52,000 points. Julie just waiting for that eyepiece. Just playing it nice and safe with a few burns. There we go. Tetris for Julie. It's creating a slight eyepiece dependency on the left right there. There we go. There we go. Got another Tetris coming out from Julie. Somalian just waiting for his eyepiece to fire back. There it is, there's his eyepiece. Tetris for Somalian. So that's 99,000 to 101,000 on the right. Meanwhile on the left it's 98,000 to 122,000. Adam just having to dig a little bit. There we go. Just one more line needed to burn. And there we go, his well's open. Goes for a safe little double burn right there, followed by a Tetris to 129,000. Alex with a bit of an eyepiece dependency, however, does manage to clear it. still looking for that Tetris, however, he's created yet another eyepiece dependency. This could cause a slight problem. Somalian topping out 126,000, so Hajuli will be taking game 1. Alex topping out 150,000, so Alex will also be... Adam will also be taking game 1, should I say. There we go. So either way, we have Alex that is ready, we have Adam that's ready, we have Somalian that's ready, we have Hajuli that is ready. So, let's get game number 2 underway. Let's go. Players ready in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. So we've got some relatively clean stacking coming up from Somalian right now. Of course, Tetris is currently just waiting for his next lines. There we go. Tetris from Alex, Tetris from Somalian, Tetris for Hajuli. Adam's still needing to burn down slightly. Hasn't managed to get a single Tetris so far. We can definitely deal with this. Got a nice tuck, followed by another nice tuck. There we go. So he's opened up his well, but unfortunately closed it just as he was trying to do a little bit of a burn right there. Should be able to make himself Tetris ready again. There we go. Just need that eyepiece, wherever the eyepiece may be. Still looking for it. There it is. Eyepiece for Adam. Tetris for Adam to 47,000 to Alex's 167,000. And another Tetris coming out from Alex, bringing it over to 190. It's definitely a bit of a suffer game over there for Adam. Meanwhile, on the right-hand side, we have Hajuli, unfortunately failing the S-spin right there. But he is managing to clean it up. So meanwhile, Somalian in the lead by about 2 Tetrises now as he scores another. But Hajuli is in a position to fire back with a triple followed by a Tetris, making himself about half a Tetris behind now. However, Somalian getting a Tetris of his own. Keep that lead as high as possible. So meanwhile, with Adam, no, Alex I should say, with a bit of a spire on the middle right there. He gets an O-piece, he could make himself Tetris ready. There it is, there's the O-piece. Just needs the eye. Wherever the eye may be, he decides to burn. Getting a bit of an awkward tuck right as an eyepiece appears. Unfortunately, he can't get that S-piece over to the left. This is going to cause considerable damage to his stack. Adam can use this to catch back up. So meanwhile, over on the right-hand side, though, we have Somalian with a nice clean stacking, scoring another Tetris right there to 316,000 points. Hajuli just waiting on that eye. Unfortunately, nowhere he wanted to put that S-piece. Oh, decides to cover as well right as an eyepiece arrives, and he misdrops an eye. This is going to be very problematic if he can't get anything over. There we go, there's a Tetris for Hajuli. However, he will need to burn a few lines to normalise his stack again. He has made himself Tetris ready on column 4 though. Where is that eyepiece? This is getting dangerous. There is no eyepiece. He will be topping out 310,000. Somalian will be taking game number 2. Meanwhile, yes, another Tetris coming out from Alex, 341,000 points to Adam's 200,000. It's definitely not Adam's day right now. Adam, unfortunately, unable to get anything over to the left, so he will be topping out with 201,000. Alex taking game number 1. Or 2, I should say. Either way, we have Adam ready, we have Hajuli that's ready, we have Somalian that's ready, just waiting for Alex to finish. There we go. Alex is ready, so let's get these games underway. So, game number 3, both sides. Players ready in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. There we go, the stacking has begun. Julie with a Tetris already. So Alex managing to get 2 though. This Adam's stack looking a lot cleaner this time around. Alex getting another Tetris. He just needs to find another eyepiece, and there's another Tetris. 47,000 to Alex's 93,000. Somalian with 50,000 to Juli's 50,000, so it's very even there. Julian in a little bit of trouble. He should be able to deal with it. However, this few misdrops afterwards is going to make this extremely tough. Unfortunately, misdrop on the Z piece right there. This is going to be incredibly hard for him, and he will be topping out with 55,000 points. So Somalian taking game number 3. Meanwhile, on the left-hand side, we currently have Alex with 167,000 points, so Adam's only 100. However, Adam does get a Tetris out of that. Ooh, slight misdrop on the S right there, but he does quickly recover from it. So, despite the misdrop, he remained completely composed and managed to deal with it immediately. So either way, both players on the right hand side are ready, so I shall quickly count them down. So, game number 4, players ready in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Anyway, on the left hand side we have Alex with a nice little T-spin right there. As Adam scores another Tetris to 196,000 points, he's catching up very quickly. Another Tetris coming out from Adam, 218,000 points, taking the lead. Alex still dealing with his stack, however. He does finally open up the hole, he does clear it, but there is still one more gap to deal with. There we go, he's opened it up. He is burning his way down. However, Adam with yet another Tetris, getting himself about 50,000 points ahead. There we go, Alex finally getting a Tetris out to 242,000. Meanwhile, on the right hand side, we currently have 50,000 on Somalian side to Julie's only 34. However, we have a simul Tetris coming out from both players right here. Julie just needs to stack his way back up. There we go, he's Tetris ready, just waiting on that eyepiece. Who's gonna get it first? It's Julie getting the Tetris out there. With a Somalian firing right back, and he is immediately Tetris ready. Getting another eyepiece in there. Tetris for Somalian. It's going to be creating a slight hole, but he does get another Tetris anyway. So he opts to not go for that burn. Meanwhile, on the left-hand side, we have Alex topping out with 285,000. Which means Adam is going to be taking game number 3. Say both players on the left-hand side are ready, so I shall quickly count them down. So, left-hand side, game number 4. Players ready in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. But meanwhile, though, on the right-hand side, we have both players pretty much equal in score. It's 165,000 to 164. However, I would say Somalian's stack is currently a little bit better. Hajuli's stack is getting progressively worse. This is going to get very dangerous. He's going to be topping out for 164,000 points. Somalian already with a Tetris. So Somalian will be taking game number 4 and the match. Say either way though. Heading over to the left hand side, we have Adam versus Alex. Somalian says, "Is it me versus the Is me versus this set next, or does it go to losers? Next matches shall be Hajuli versus Andre, and the loser of this match versus G Dutch." I still cannot say it, damn it. Ah! So yeah, you're fine, don't worry. Either way, heading back over to the match, we still have a very equal score right now. So Alex getting out of Tetris right here. Adam just waiting on that eyepiece. Alex unfortunately is going to have to burn a few lines to get himself back into shape. Meanwhile, Adam is Tetris ready. He gets the eyepiece. Tetris for Adam. Tetris for Alex though as well. Adam just needs to find these eyepieces. Just unfortunately having to go for safe burns constantly. There we go. There's another Tetris for Adam. Alex, however, going for a level Tetris right there. And Adam with another Tetris to go. 186,000 to 234,000, and Adam with another Tetris. Just needs another one to catch back up again. However, Alex firing out a Tetris of his own, bringing the lead back up to 2. Adam getting another Tetris. And very back and forth right now. Right. So either way, we have a bit of an eyepiece dependency coming out from Adam at the minute. It is definitely solvable though. Sees Jaya and I, there we go. He has it, but he's now got a slight eyepiece dependency in the middle, which may cause some problems if an eyepiece doesn't arrive soon enough. Now he needs an L. So Alex could definitely use this opportunity to get an even further lead. Adam with a sensible Tetris though. So Alex fires right back. Score is now 289,000 to Alex's 375. A nice little S-spin right there from Alex. So both players Tetris ready, they just need to wait for the right pieces. Alex gets a Tetris. Adam unfortunately having to burn his center well Tetris opportunity down. It's getting a little bit too risky, but he does get a nice little Tetris on the right hand side though. Difference is now about 100,000 points. We're heading into the last quarter of the game. So Adam is definitely going to have to do some 19 play to stand a chance of winning this game. So Adam's making himself Tetris ready. There we go, Tetris for Adam. Alex just looking for the right pieces right now. There we go, there's a Tetris for Alex. Getting himself Tetris ready just in time. There we go, another Tetris coming out from Adam. Adam is slowly catching up now. There's another Tetris coming out from Alex. He needs to make himself Tetris ready again. There we go. Now he just needs an eyepiece. Adam gets an eyepiece. There's a Tetris for him. Nice safe burn from Alex there, plus another Tetris. Alex is right on the cusp of the kill screen right here. 542,000 points. He's just waiting on that last eyepiece. Where is that last eyepiece? There it is. There's a Tetris for Alex as he enters the kill screen. He's going to be burning downwards. Just needs that eyepiece wherever it may be. And Adam unfortunately cannot keep up in the kill screen, so he will be topping out with only 447,000 points. Alex takes game number 4. We have a decider. Alright, let me just change this. So let's go then. Let's see, both players are ready. We have a decider underway, so let's go! Players ready in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Yeah, both players with a relatively clean stack. Alex going for a safe little double burn already. But he does get the Tetris immediately. Adam, however, with a bit of an eyepiece dependency there on column 3. And this stack is only getting higher. He's learning to deal with it. However, the pieces are definitely not in his favour. His stack is getting even higher. He's burning just a little bit more. Unfortunately, he's not able to get anything over. Adam immediately topping out with only 6,000 points. Alex advancing to the next round. It was definitely a very anticlimactic decider there, but even still, that's how it goes sometimes. So either way, we have our winners of Alex and Somalian Captain. So meanwhile on the other side, they currently have their winner of Morkos with the match of Pumis versus Schneck happening right now. Over on this channel, we currently have our next matches to be Hejuli versus Andre, and Adam versus G-Dudge. So I shall get these matches sorted out for you now. Here we go. We have our matches of Julie versus Andre and Adam versus G-Dodge. All players level 19 except for Andre, who's calmly stacking 18 right here. Also, a random fact, once these matches are over, it will go from the top 16 to the top 8. Half of the players would have been taken out. Also, I somewhat feel sorry for G-Dodge right here. Mostly because, considering Adam's stacking right now, I don't think he took the loss too well. So I'm sorry, G-Dodge, but you're going to have to deal with tryhard Adam. So we have Adam with 75 lines. A level 19 already. 76, 77, 78, 79. There we go, he's 80 lines in. There we go, he's topping out on 84 lines. Can G-Dodge keep up? Is the real question. He's building up on the left. He's going to need something over there. Can't do it. 7 lines in. Top out. So either way though, when all players are ready, we can begin with these matches. I see Hajili and Andre are ready. So if Adam and G-Dodge are ready, then we can move on. There we go, G-Dodge says he's ready. So as soon as Adam's ready, we can begin. I think he's going to go for one more game. And there we go. So, let's get these games underway then. Let's go then. Players ready in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. To say though, the stacking has begun. Have Andre and G-Dodge with the Tetris already. Adam firing. Is Julie getting his Tetris as well? A bit of a pillar appearing for Adam though. It's definitely usable though. Andre in a slight situation, but easily fixed. Just needs an eyepiece and he is back into the game. So meanwhile though, we have Julie with a bit of a situation right on the top. And Hajuli is topping out already, which is very unfortunate. So Andre is going to be taking the first game already. Meanwhile, over on the right hand side though, we have a pretty close game at the minute. Adam's 124,000 to G-Dudge's 110. Julie says, engage Mr. Valistrats, and he is ready. And there we have it. We have Andre that is ready, so let's go. Left hand side, game number 2. Players ready in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. So it appears Mr. Valistrats are currently not working out too well for Hajuli. There's multiple holes, but they are being opened. You should be able to deal with them. There we go. Last hole opened. G-Dudge finally back down. So he's now at 256,000 points to Adam's 231. Adam in an ever so slight situation here. Adam unfortunately is going to have to be burning a lot of lines to deal with that column free hole. And a slight misdrop from the eye there. Unfortunately, Hajuli topping out again. Hajuli, do you need time to take a breather? Don't worry, we're still doing fine on time. But either way, that's Andre topping out. No, not Andre top. Andre with the point, I mean. And G-Dudge topping out. Which means Adam is going to be taking game 1. So either way though, we have Hajuli Reggie. Reggie? Hajuli is Reggie. G-Dudge is ready. I need to stop reading so quickly. Either way, I have Adam ready as well. So just waiting on Andre now. Don't worry Andre, you can top out. You have one. There we go. Andre's ready. It's okay, don't worry. Either way, game number 3 on the left hand side, game number 2 on the right hand side. So, players ready in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. So, is Yanni in the tournament? As far as I'm aware, he is not. Which is a shame, but, you know. Either way, on the right-hand side, we currently have Adam with a slight situation at the top of his stack, but it is definitely solvable. However, G-Dodge also cannot deal with the, well, he can't capitalize on it, I should say. So Adam is still safe. However, there is still about a 20,000 point difference right now. Meanwhile, on the left-hand side, Hajuli appears to be making some kind of flag. With his lovely little white and blue pieces right there. Meanwhile, Andre getting dangerously high. But an eyepiece should be able to solve this. Unfortunately, he has blocked it up. This is going to cause some serious damage, and he's not going to be able to do anything. Andre topping out. Hajuli taking game number 3. Either way, though, on the right-hand side, we have a simul Tetris coming out from Adam and G-Dudge. Still about a 20,000 point difference right now. In Adam's favour. Adam getting yet another Tetris out, G-Dudge getting one of his own, though. So not much difference in score there. Adam getting yet another Tetris, however, that will cause something. G-Dudge just needs an eyepiece. Wherever that eyepiece may be, there it is. Tetris for G-Dudge. So it's 210 to 191. Now it's 234 to 214. Either way, Andre is ready for his next game. Nice little T-tuck there from Adam. And Hajuli with the ready right there, so let's get game number 4 away. So left hand side, game number 4. Players ready in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Heading back to the right hand side, we have G-Dudge with a few holes that he needs to sort out, but it's definitely solvable. While Adam, his lead is ever so slightly getting wider. G-Dudge with even more holes. This is definitely going to be problematic as Adam scores yet another Tetris. The lead is only going to get wider now. G-Dudge with a bit of a J-piece dependency, but he gets 2 J-pieces, so that's perfectly fine. Slight misdrop on the T, though. This is definitely going to cause some problems. He gets the pieces he needs. He's opening up hole after hole right now. There you have it. There's another single, another single, another single, another single. He's created a well. And he's Tetris ready. He's going for the column 8 Tetris right here, but he blocks the well just as the eyepiece arrives. There we go, he's opened it up again, and closed it back again. And there we go, that's the Tetris for G-Dudge. However, it has cost him, as instead of being 20,000 points behind, he's now over 100,000 points behind. Another mispiece from G-Dudge. The situation is only getting worse. Anyway, on the left-hand side, current situation is 152,000 points to Hajuli, to 93 on Andre's side. So Andre needs to get a Tetris, to which he does for 116,000 points, but he's still 2 Tetris behind. He does make himself Tetris ready though with his Z-piece. And G-Dudge topping out, 344,000 points. Adam taking game number 2. I'll say either way though, Adam's just going to continue his game for now. On the left-hand side, we have Andre with a 20,000 point lead right now, as Hajuli's stack is getting very dangerous. He can't get anything over to the left, so he will be topping out with 167,000. Andre will be taking game number 3, or 4 I should say, and the match. So either way though, both players are ready for their match, so let's get game number 3 ready on the right hand side. Let's go. Players ready in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. The match has begun. G-Dodge unfortunately misdropping immediately. This seems to be happening a little bit too frequently. I'd say either way though. So on Adam's side, he's currently ahead by about 50,000 points. He is making himself Tetris ready with an eyepiece, which means he has potential for even more score. He gets another Tetris, G-Dodge topping out with only 12,000, so Adam will be taking game number 3 and the match. So it appears Julie and G-Dodge are out. So we have our winners of Andre versus Adam in the next match, as well as Alex versus Somalian up in the winners bracket. So she'll get these matches ready for you now. Alright, here we go. We have our matches of Alex versus Somalian and Andre versus Adam. I mean, I know people normally joke about how if people whose names start with the letter J end up getting super hot, like high up into tournaments, but I mean, hey, look at the matches now. Everyone's got an A. You see, this is the thing, right, Somalian? What you need to do is you just need to replace the S and the O at your name with an A, and then just remove the C out of captain, and there you go. It's like an instant tier 1 win. He is an Somalian Apsin. But say, either way though, when all players are ready, we can get these matches underway. I see that Somalian and Andre are ready. So we just wait for Alex and Adam. So I think at the minute everyone's just currently waiting on Adam as he gets his level 19 practice in. Oh, there we go. Adam's ready. So, I guess we can get these matches underway, assuming Alex's Redenias are actually readies. Are they readies? I can't tell. Yes, indeed they are. Okay. So, let's get these matches underway then. So let's go. Players ready in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. So, we have some relatively clean stacking going on, aside from the slight overhang from Andre. It is easily solvable. He's making his stack nice and clean now. He's opened it up. He just needs to make himself Tetris ready. There we go, Tetris ready. Need a CI piece. Slight misdrop with an overhang, but he does get a Tetris. He's dealing with it. Nice little J-spin right there. All holes have been opened. And have now been closed again. But it's fine. He gets a Tetris out of it. Burns a single. And there we go, he's back to normal. About as normal as it gets. But either way, heading over to the left-hand side, though, we currently have Alex with 103,000 points to Somalian's only 78. As using his eyepieces to burn his way down. There we go, he's managed to open up his well. He gets the eyepiece just in time. Tetris for Somalian to 110,000 points, but Alex firing right back to 149. So Alex is definitely not going to be giving Somalian an easy time on this one. Meanwhile, over on the right-hand side, we have Andre and, as well as Adam, with a Tetris, bringing their scores to 131,000 and 191,000. Adam with yet another Tetris as Andre sets himself up. Andre, there we go, getting the eyepiece for the Tetris. So still a few Tetris behind, but he can deal with it as Andre scores another Tetris. Adam looking to make himself potentially Tetris ready on column 4, but it doesn't seem to be working out for him right now. He is dealing with it though. He's not opting to make himself an eyepiece reliant, opting for a few burns instead of the risky play. And there we have it. There's a Tetris for Adam as he goes for the single burn and he is back in action. Still in the lead as well. Meanwhile, on the left-hand side, we currently have the scores as 274,000 to Somalian's only 155. So Alex is definitely making this hard for him. Somalian just needs to get his stack back into play. There we go, he burns. Gets a single, his well is open, but it does have a bit of a J-piece dependency right now. J's are filled, but one of them is now an I-piece dependency. Where is that eye? There he is. Scores a triple out of that. Makes himself Tetris ready. Needs another eye. Where is that eye? He opts for the double burn. Adam topping out though at 316,000. So Andre could be taking a game here. Just so long as he plays nice and safe. Meanwhile, on the left-hand side though, we currently have Alex with 379,000 points. And mine made that now 400,000 points as he enters 100 lines. Somalian with a nice clean stack right now gets the Tetris as well as Andre. And Andre with another Tetris as well. He just needs one more to take the match. Well, the game, I should say. And there we have it. Andre takes the game. 1-0. So meanwhile on the left hand side though, we have Alex now with 472,000 points. Alex on an incredible pace right now. Especially for a tournament. He just needs to find that eyepiece. So unfortunately these burns are not helping. Where is that eyepiece? Still no eyepiece for Alex. There it is. There's a Tetris for Alex as he enters the kill screen on 530,000 points. Somalian topping out, so Alex will be taking game number 1. It's 530, 540, still going. Might not be able to go for much longer though. Gets a single out of that, but that's going to be it. 542,000 points. So either way though, we have Adam that is currently ready. We have Andre that is ready. So if Somalian and Alex are ready, then we can continue. Somalian is indeed ready. Alex is indeed ready. So, Get his games underway. Game number 2. Players ready in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. So we have it, 3 out of 4 players of the Tetris already. Somalian just waiting on his eyepiece, wherever that may be. There we go, another Tetris coming out from Alex, as well as Andre. And there we go, Somalian's first Tetris. So Adam just needing to move up as well at the minute, but he has made himself Tetris ready on column 8. There we go, there's a Tetris for Adam. Unfortunately not getting the pieces he was hoping for. So he is going to have to burn just a little bit to get himself back in the game. And Andre is definitely going to be using that as an opportunity to get an even higher lead. Meanwhile, on the left-hand side, we have Alex, who is Tetris ready, but a misdrop has caused some serious trouble for him. And he's going to be topping out with 127,000 points. Somalian already has that. Somalian will be taking game number 2. Everything went so well until the L misdrop. Either way, both players are ready on the left-hand side already, so I shall quickly count them down. So, game number 3, left-hand side. Players ready in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Either way, heading over to the right-hand side, we currently have the score difference being 218,000 to Andre to 166 to Adam. So Adam is going to have to pick up the pace ever so slightly, but we're already halfway into the game, so it's perfectly fine. There we go, Andre with another Tetris, bringing himself up to 270,000 now. So meanwhile on the left hand side we have Somalian with a slight mishap that he needs to deal with. It is definitely solvable. Could potentially even turn it into a Tetris well, but he opts not to for now, instead getting a Tetris over on column 10. Making the scores 82,000, 42,000, but Alex's stack is in a bit of disrepair right now, so Somalian can definitely use this opportunity to catch up, but he misdrops with an L. Does get a Tetris out of this anyway, but even he's going to have to do some cleanup now. It's definitely a cleanup game on the left-hand side. So meanwhile on the right-hand side though, we have a score difference heading towards 100,000 points now. Adam, unfortunately, not able to play. Also, something that I've just noticed that I can't get it out of my mind now. On the right-hand side, we have the webcams. One of them being a head cam, the other one below it being a body cam. Is this a just disjointed human? I can't unsee it. They have fused. Either way, slight technical issue on Adam's end. Let me quickly refresh that and see if there is a change. There we go, he's back. That's good. gonna say anyway, heading back over to the left-hand side, we currently see a difference of only about 10,000 points, so it's perfectly fine. Alex with the column 8 Tetris there, though. Or the Tetris well, I should say. Andre topping out at 454,000, though, which is incredibly disappointing. Adam should be able to catch up as he enters level 19. We'll need to score about 100,000 points, though. So definitely not going to be easy for him. Meanwhile, though, on the left-hand side, we have Somalian in some serious trouble. He's going to be topping out 175,000 points. Alex already has that, so Alex will be taking game number 3. So there's match point on the left side. Meanwhile, Adam still fighting for his life and hopes he can get a point out of this. So he's heading towards level 22 now. Still going. Slight misdrop though, this could be the end for him. Stack's only getting higher, can't get anything over to the left anymore. He will be topping out 370,000 points. Andre will be taking game number 2. So we have multiple... Wait, what? Why did that show up twice? There we go. So we have match point on both sides now. Andre says, wait 1 to 2 minutes. We can do that. Would Alex and Somalian also be okay with waiting for a moment, or do they want to play their games now? I can do either. Alright. Alex says he's fine for playing because Somalian has NTSC later, so that's perfectly reasonable. So I shall count down the left-hand side then. So, left-hand side, game number 4. Players ready in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Let's say though on the left hand side though we have Alex with a bit of a spire in the middle. We should be able to burn it down. Meanwhile Somalian aiming for some center-well Tetrises right now. But instead opting to burn. There we go. He is now Tetris ready over on the right. And there we go, there's a Tetris coming out from Somalian. The first Tetris of the game. He's getting the second Tetris of the game as well. And Andre is now ready, so if Adam's ready, we can continue on the right-hand side. There we go, he is indeed ready, so I shall quickly count them down. So, right-hand side, game number 3. Players ready in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Either way, getting back to the left-hand side though, we have Somalian with about a Tetris lead right now. And he is Tetris ready, so he can continue this. He's just waiting on that eyepiece. So Tetris for Alex. He's taking the lead by a slight amount. Still waiting on that eyepiece for Somalian. Alex with yet another Tetris. Somalian just getting a very unfortunate drought right now. There's nothing he can do about it. There we go, he's finally got an eyepiece, but it's just not when it's needed. And he will be topping out with only 98,000 points, so Somalian will be taking... Alex will be taking game number 4 and the match. I say either way though. Heading towards the current game that's happening right now, we have the scores being 49,000 on Android's side to 108,000 on Adam's side. Adam just having to burn slightly, there we go. He's making himself Tetris ready. There's the eyepiece, Tetris for Adam, 131,000. Andre, however, with a slight misdrop from the Z piece right there. We'll be having to deal with that. He does opt to make himself Tetris ready on column 3. He doesn't want that triple. Gets the Tetris. He's going to decide to continue it, but he will need an eyepiece to make himself Tetris ready. He's going to burn a double. Fortunately, not getting any of the pieces that he wants for a nice clean down stack. Eyepiece arrives at the wrong time. And he's just going to have to deal with some sloppy skims right now. So either way though, Adam still in the lead by about 90,000 points. There we go. Both players Tetris ready, there we go. Tetris coming out from Andre as well as Adam. However, Adam's lead is still widening. Andre's just going to have to hope that Adam ends up making a mistake at some point. Although the slight hole in his stack is definitely not going to be doing him any favours right now. No eyepiece either. Where is the eyepiece? There it is. There's one. That's for Andre. However, he has created a bit of a well on column 4. He's going to try risking it. Meanwhile, Adam's still stacking relatively cleanly. Trying to make sure he's got as few eyepiece dependencies as possible. But he is going to have to burn a bit to open up this hole. There he is. Hole's opened up. Created another hole in the process, but he just needs to skim to get rid of it. There we have it. The hole's open, and there's a Tetris for Adam. At 323,000 points. He just needs to get some stuff over to the right if he gets the right pieces. Unfortunately not. But he can still work with it. Meanwhile, Andre in some serious trouble. He will be topping out at 218,000 points, which means Adam is going to be taking game number 3. So Adam still has a chance at pulling this back. And Adam is ready for his next game. Alright, Andre is ready as well, so let's get these games underway. So, game number 4, players ready in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Say got some relatively clean stacking going on right now. Adam already with the Tetris, and Andre is just waiting for that eyepiece. There it is, Tetris for Andre. So the game's looking pretty normal at the minute. However, Adam in a little bit of trouble, Andre as well. However, both players have solved it pretty nicely. Adam with a bit of an interesting well, though. He is burning his way down. But another Tetris coming out from Andre to 57,000 points now. So Adam is very slowly falling behind, but he did get a Tetris to 58,000 points. And another Tetris bringing him back in. As he takes the lead as Andre still waits for that eyepiece. Very unfortunate. Here it is, eyepiece. Tetris for Andre. Another eyepiece, but unfortunately there is no Tetris in sight. Hello RVP, I hope you're doing well. There's another Tetris for both players. Andre only about 5,000 points ahead at the minute. As Andre scores yet another Tetris. Adam trying to make himself Tetris ready. Fortunately, not at the minute. He's just burning his way down. Another Tetris coming out from Andre. Now about 40,000 point difference. And another Tetris coming out from Andre. How is tournament going so far? Tournament's going kind of alright. There have been a few, like, well, I should say, I shouldn't really say a few. There's been a fair amount of early top-outs, but it's all expected. It happens from time to time. So, at the current moment, like I say, we have Andre on match point against Adam in the losers bracket. And Adam has made himself Tetris ready. He just needs to find that eyepiece. There it is. So Adam at 232,000 points. Andre is going to have to deal with this. I think, from what I can see that happened there, I think Andre thought that eyepiece was going to burn and then nothing happened. So it kind of made him, it kind of made him lose a bit of composition there. But either way, that's another point for Adam. We now have a decider. And Adam is ready for the deciding game. Andre is also ready, so let's go. Players ready in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Gotta say, either way, we have Adam with the first Tetris of the game, as Andre quickly scrambles to get his stack back in order. There we have it. It's open. There's the eyepiece. There's a Tetris for Andre. Currently one Tetris behind at the minute, but it's okay. So is Tim still in the tournament? From what I can see over here, I don't think he is. By the looks of things, his last match was against Cadena, to which he lost 3-1. Either way, heading over to this match, we currently have Andre with another Tetris, bringing his score up to 126,000, to Adam's now 92,000 after his own Tetris. And another Tetris coming out from Adam. Adam is very quickly catching back up again. So Adam's made himself Tetris ready. There's a Tetris from Andre, there's a Tetris from Adam. Less than a Tetris difference now. There's another Tetris coming from Adam as he gains the lead, but Andre takes it back again. Adam is definitely not going to give Andre a easy time in this game. Another Tetris coming out from Adam, I should say. At a one Tetris difference right now, there's a triple coming out. No, it's a Tetris coming out from Andre there. I say it seems Andre is making the lead ever so slightly wider right now. He's just waiting on that eyepiece. There's eyepiece for Adam, eyepiece for Andre, so both players are going to be getting a Tetris out of there. There's now about 3 Tetris difference now. So this lead is definitely going a bit back and forth right now. Daniel saying, it looks like Andre is going to pull off the upsetty. So there we go, we got a nice little triple coming out from Andre. Thanks to that, Jay is now Tetris ready again. There we go, more Tetris coming out. Andre opting to keep his stack nice and safe. There we go, he's now Tetris ready again. Adam's still in a bit of a survival situation right now. Now the lead is about 90,000 points. True playing nice and safe here. He just needs an eyepiece. Go to the eyepiece maybe, there it is. Tetris for Andre, the Spire could have been deadly there, but he gets another Tetris followed by Adam's own Tetris, as Adam gets himself back into pace with another Tetris of his own. Andre firing back though. Score difference is a little over 100,000 points now. And we're about to enter the kill screen. Only 6 lines left. Adam, you're gonna have to play some serious kill screen so stay in the tournament here. 129 lines to 127. Andre enters the kill screen at 488,000 points. Unable to get any higher though. I'm not sure how this down stack is going to go, but you seriously need to pull this off, Adam, to stay anywhere. There we go. Slowly down stacking. It's making things work. He's looking for the Tetris. That's very risky, but he gets it. But unfortunately, there's little more he can do after this. He's going to be topping out 400,000 points. Andre takes the game and the match. Say, either way though, we have Andre moving on to the next round, as well as Somalian, who is in the losers bracket now. So Alex will be going against whoever wins in the current match of Schnecker versus Morkos. as well as the match between Cadena and Pumis that's currently happening right now. But either way, this is where the train for now shall stop, as we move over to Sir Mesa to finish off their match, and we shall be back here for the remainder of the tournament. So, I shall raid them, we shall head over there, and we shall be back here shortly. So, thank you everyone for watching, and goodbye for about half an hour.